Hello and welcome back. I'm Steve, and over the past decade, I've traveled the world to more than 100 countries, hundreds of cities, and all continents. After my first couple of international trips, I discovered the real world, in many cases, looked very different than the digitally enhanced pictures I'd viewed on the internet. At first, I was disappointed, often feeling like I'd wasted both time and money because what I saw didn't match the pictures I was expecting to see. Thankfully, I didn't stop traveling, and on one trip to Venice, Italy, I decided to break off the tourist rope line and take a look at life behind the tourist facade. That was the day I evolved from being a travel consumer to a world explorer. From that day forward, I traveled for enrichment, adventure, knowledge, and humanity, rather than just shuffling through tourist sites. I still see the big tourist attractions, but now I see them in the context of the people, history, flavors, and life that created them. So before you spend time and money flying around the world in search of an enhanced picture, you should see what the world looks like without a filter. It is my hope that these videos will show you just that. If you're unable to travel, I hope you enjoy seeing destinations across the globe through my eyes. Today, we're visiting Sydney, Australia. With a population of approximately 5.3 million, Sydney is Australia's largest city. To start, I have to say I absolutely love Sydney. In fact, it just barely missed my top 5 list of favorite large cities globally. And when I say just barely, I'm talking it was a fierce debate. So I'm giving Sydney an honorable mention. The city's infrastructure, food, transportation, and people all combine to make this city great. It isn't easy to choose a must-see list considering everything Sydney has to offer, but there are 6 things that you will be interested in seeing during your visit. They are Manly Beach, the South Head Heritage Trail, the Sydney Zoo, the Royal Botanic Garden, the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and the Sydney Opera House. Manly Beach is world famous for offering some fantastic surfing. In fact, the world's first surfing contest was held there in 1964. Although Bondi Beach gets more attention through travel magazines and the internet, if you ask any Sydney resident, Manly is the place to go. To visit Manly Beach, you can choose from 2 ferries that depart several times each day from the central business district. The public ferry will take approximately 30 minutes, or you can select from one of the private fast ferries, which will take approximately 18 minutes. Another short ferry ride from the central business district is the South Head Heritage Trail, which is located in Sydney Harbour National Park. The trail is a short 1-kilometer loop and is listed as a Category 3, which means most people will find it extremely easy. The views are amazing. You'll look out over scenic beaches and view Sydney Harbour in the distance. The Sydney Zoo is located in Bungaribbi, and again, you can take a ferry from the central business district. The zoo is 16.5 hectares or 41 acres and home to more than 30 exhibits and various animal species. It's a nice hilly zoo that provides an excellent place for an afternoon walk with some fascinating animals to watch. If you're not expecting to venture out of Australia's large cities, it's unlikely you'll get the chance to see a koala or a kangaroo. With that said, you can certainly enjoy watching them at the zoo. The Royal Botanic Garden is a vast 30-hectare or 75-acre botanical garden in the center of Sydney and is home to thousands of different plants. Opened in 1816, it's one of the oldest scientific institutions in Australia. Sydney Opera House is located adjacent to the garden. The Sydney Harbour Bridge is a steel arch bridge that connects the central business district to Sydney's North Shore community. Opened in March 1932, its construction took 9 years. Its total length is 1,149 meters or 3,770 feet. It has 8 traffic lanes and 2 rail tracks. If you're not afraid of heights, tours are available that allow you to walk to the top of the arch. The Sydney Opera House is a multi-venue performing arts center and one of the world's most distinctive buildings. Opened in 1973, the complex contains 8 separate venues ranging from a 2,079-seat concert hall to a recording studio and a flexible open area for outdoor performances. Before visiting the building, like most others, I assumed the roof of the structure, often referred to as shells or sails, was painted concrete. In person, I was surprised to see that it's actually covered in tiles. In fact, it's covered in 1,056,006 tiles in 2 colors, glossy white and matte cream to be exact. As with most world-famous landmarks like the Taj Mahal or the Egyptian pyramids, you'll most likely feel like it appears smaller than you expected. As I've said before, it's all about aligning expectations. Take a step away from the building and look at the big picture. You'll soon see the architectural beauty and realize that it has met your expectations. Upon arrival, you'll find Sydney's airport to be modern, clean, and very efficient. Just a note for North American visitors. Your outbound flight from North America will most likely depart Los Angeles, Seattle, or Vancouver, slightly after midnight local time. The flight time will be approximately 15 hours. You'll arrive in Sydney around 6 o'clock a.m. Here's my point. You'll most likely get 6 hours of sleep during your flight. Even if you're like me, who doesn't sleep a lot on planes, you're going to sleep on this one. The combination of late departure and a long duration flight will provide no alternative. When you arrive in Sydney, you'll most likely find that you feel better after one of the world's longest flights than you do after a short 10-hour flight flying from North America to Europe. So, if you live in North America, I'd consider putting Australia on your must-visit list. The airport is connected to downtown by Airport Link, a modern train that departs the airport every 10 minutes and takes just 13 minutes to reach the city center. Typically, I recommend having transportation waiting for you when you arrive from overnight flights. However, I've had no problem using Airport Link due to the flight experience I mentioned earlier. Sydney has a temperate climate. Summer highs will top out around 26 degrees Celsius or 79 Fahrenheit. Summer lows will average 19 Celsius or 66 Fahrenheit. Winter highs will average 18 degrees Celsius or 65 Fahrenheit, and winter lows will bottom out at about 8 degrees Celsius or 47 Fahrenheit. Monthly rainfall will average 102 millimeters or just 4 inches. July through September being the driest, March and June being the historic wettest. Keep in mind the warmer months or summer months in Australia are considered October through March, and the colder months or winter would be April through September. As I mentioned earlier, Sydney just barely missed my top 5 list of major global cities. I've loved every visit. Without a doubt, you can visit Sydney as a standalone destination and have a great time. However, since you'll most likely be arriving from an international gateway, I'd recommend combining it with other cities, perhaps Melbourne, Tasmania, Brisbane, or even combining it with a visit to New Zealand. If you'd like my help planning a trip to Australia and other parts of Oceania, visit my website at steveevanstravel.com. So that's Sydney. If you have any questions on this world-class city, go ahead and ask them in the comment area below. As always, if you like this travel video format, I'd really appreciate your support by subscribing to my channel. To be notified of future videos, click the bell icon. And if you like this particular video, please give it a thumbs up. Until next time, I'm Steve, thanks for watching, and remember, ready, set, go.